we must go to God boot camp and straighten our own lives up so we can help people out in the rest of the world.
So Glenn Beck held a rally in Washington, D.C., attended by more than 80,000 people, and I feel compelled to respond. This rally wasn't dedicated to dismantling big government and restoring the Constitution. Instead, the massive rally was dedicated to restoring honor. What does that mean? Well, as Glenn Beck said, America today begins to turn back to God, an imaginary entity that has very little to do with America's founding principles and very little to do with the foundations of Western civilization. Now, when I describe God as an imaginary entity, I don't mean that in a pejorative or insulting way, but the simple fact is that there is no God that manifests himself in any tangible way. No religion can be proven. All religions require faith, which is to say the engagement of the believer's imagination. Now, Glenn Beck constantly refers to the Founding Fathers. He claims to be carrying forward their legacy. But I have to wonder if he has ever bothered to read what they actually said and wrote. If he had read Benjamin Franklin's autobiography, he would discover that Benjamin Franklin described himself as a real doubter on matters of religion. And of course, Glenn Beck loves to quote Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson said, "Question with boldness." And amazingly, when Glenn Beck quotes that phrase from Thomas Jefferson, he never completes it, because what Thomas Jefferson said was, "Question with boldness even the existence of God." That's what he wrote in a letter. Now, was Thomas Jefferson an atheist? No, I think he would be best described as a deist. He believed in a creator, a natural God that started the process, but I don't think he held that view on faith. I think that's what reason led him to at the time. And remember, this is before Darwin came about. So the smart minds back in his day, most of them were deists, but they were not Christians. Thomas Jefferson was not a Christian in any meaningful sense of the term. In an act of sacrilege, Jefferson took on the task of remaking the Bible. He clipped out the sections in it he liked and rejected that which he didn't like, which was most of it, which was all the stuff about miracles and all the unbelievable and indefensible claims scattered throughout the Bible. And what he was left with was a few moral teachings that he found himself in agreement with. Now, Thomas Paine, one of the most important and most overlooked founding fathers, was openly hostile toward Christianity. Thomas Paine circulated a pamphlet called Common Sense throughout the colonies, and this was a crucial document in educating and inspiring the common people to support the cause of American independence. Well, his lesser-known book, The Age of Reason, is an all-out attack on organized religion and on the Bible itself. There are no mentions of Christianity or Jesus or God anywhere in the Constitution or the Declaration of Independence. The Declaration of Independence contains a reference to the Creator. And again, the term Creator was taken by many educated people, including many of the founding fathers back at that time, to mean a naturalistic God, not a biblical God. Now, even George Washington, who often made reference to divine providence in his writings, he seemed to rarely ever make reference to Jesus or Jesus Christ or Christianity per se, just divine providence. But if Washington had more of what we might call faith in this imaginary God being than some of the other founders, even George Washington said that the country was not founded to be a Christian nation. James Madison, who authored the Bill of Rights, went so far as to oppose the use of the term God on official national monuments and publications and on coins. In God we trust, one nation under God, were not mottos that were adopted by the Founding Fathers. The original national motto was E pluribus unum, out of many, one.
See, I had this crazy belief that this was a Judeo-Christian nation. Judeo-Christian nation.
Religious conservatives today seek not to conserve the founding principles of the United States. They seek to remake the United States, much as the leftists seek to remake the United States. The foundational ideas of the United States and of Western civilization date well before Christianity. They go back to ancient Greece, to the writings of Aristotle. Of course, the Greeks believed in many imaginary gods. And now Judeo-Islamo-Christianity predominates. And I really do believe all three are just branches of the same religion. It's based on the God of Abraham. All three religions regard Jesus as having special importance. Islam regards Jesus as one of the prophets. Judaism regards Jesus as an important Jew. And Christianity, of course, regards Jesus as the son of the imaginary God. Today, though, in practice, most Christians and most Jews don't take their religion literally. The branch of Judeo-Islamo-Christianity that concerns me the most today is the Islamo branch, because Muslims, unlike most Jews and Christians, tend to take their religion literally. Islam calls for the enslavement of women, the beating of children. It calls for death to apostates and death to homosexuals. But Muslims do worship the same imaginary God, the God of Abraham, as that worshipped by Christians and Jews. So therefore, Glenn Beck has this to say about Islam.
And radicalized Islam is evil. They're hijacking a beautiful religion. Hijacking a beautiful religion. A beautiful religion.